What's good, y'all? Kenneth Berry here. Another episode of Touchdowns and Tangents. You're probably wondering why is Kenneth so soft-spoken right now? It's because honestly, that Wendy's got me mad depressed. Like, shit was a letdown. Wendy's, we've come to terms with the fact that some hood food spots just really aren't worth going to in theory, and we honestly should have just we should just went to Yoshinoya. Like,
we probably should have.
I probably would have been happier and we could have just got some beer from the liquor store.
But yeah, thanks for the intro, Kyrie.
I mean, Kyrie doesn't also give assists, so at least I stayed true to character.
And I'm PD Camarillo, who didn't get introed for whatever reason.
I didn't even say my whole name, bro. That's how you know.
But yeah, you know what it is. Your weekly spot for NFL takes, topical tangents for the culture, live from the Good News radio station. Shout out to FBC Radio. Shout out to the X Squad affiliates.
We love y'all. We're definitely going to do something later in the year.
Yeah, on that note.
That was a nasty free throw miss. On that note.
This feels like the Golden State Warriors locker room right now after they lost KD.
This feels like when Steph got home from the game knowing he had to deal with Aisha. Like, just depressing for no reason. Like when there's like, you used to say, that saying.
Sometimes when you're winning, you're really losing. Yeah,
that's what this week feels like.
Yeah, and then it's even worse because it's like you really have nothing to complain about because you're winning.
I really don't. Like I'm about
at the same time,
I got
like,
Black Grad on Sunday. It's Mother's Day, so I don't have to give my mom a gift because me graduating college is the gift. Especially since it didn't cost her any debt whatsoever. There's also the fact that graduation for my major is next Sunday. Gonna do some really, how should I say this? Some fat boy journalistic investigations with two of my classmates. We're gonna go to a Chick-fil-A and get some food, and then go to a Wendy's and get some food and eat the food at Wendy's. So that's going to be kind of funny, eating Chick-fil-A at Wendy's. I might actually probably be.
That's a lot, dude. I mean, it's your day. Do what you want to do, but out of all the things you could do,
I'm going to get a Frosty at Wendy's. No. That's like Tuesday. Like we are,
bro.
Monday.
On
plan that out.
On that kind of day and celebration. Why would you ruin it with the mediocrity of Wendy's? Did you not just learn your lesson today?
We're only going there to get a Frosty.
Are you like
to Chick-fil-A?
Is this some like weird like, oh, I need a downer when everything is up type of like millennial shit you're trying to do right now? Or
I need
like,
to self-sabotage
are you like
myself.
Are you like trolling people? Like,
I wish I was, but I'm not.
Like, you know, bro, like on graduation or the Chick-fil-A. Or Wendy's.
Nah, bro. Not like on the 19th or the 12th. I'm saying like Monday the 13th.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
okay.
Because we planned it this week, my classmates.
On a Monday, go to a Margarita Monday. And then go to Chick-fil-A.
Honestly, I'm going to be on campus Tuesday, so I'm probably just going to go to that bar. What's it called? At the Northridge Mall. The really dope one.
Bar Louie. Shout out to Bar Louie.
We'll go to Bar Louie and get fucked up.
Yeah, on Tuesdays they got $5 burgers. And they're actually good.
And their beers are good. Unlike Red Robin's, which, by the way, yeah, a free burger from Red Robin's isn't really all that. I mean, unless you get the chicken burgers, that's the only ones I can actually tolerate.
I'm mad. Bro, you were talking shit about my sandwich, but you'll go and get a Grand Slam on every single one of your birthdays until you're 73.
No.
So shut your mediocre breakfast eating ass.
I did that one time, and it was a Grand Slam.
And you almost had to fight the manager because he didn't want to give you the free meal.
No, I got like
because Denny's be on that bullshit.
I got the pancake puppies and like some free ice cream. Yeah.
Sounds like you.
I'm going to probably just go to the Kettle and be drunk and go to the beach and just sit in the sand and look at the ocean. while I'm high listening to Kid Cudi.
But yeah, on that note, man, NFL content. Let's get to it.
So, some sad news to report. It's sad in the fact that we knew it was coming to an end. Not as sad as us eating at Wendy's and being utterly disenchanted. I feel like I feel like something was taken out of me by eating Wendy's. And I'm upset about it.
I said this to you off air, and I'll say it again. Like, it was just one of those meals where it was like, I'm almost better off going hungry.
Literally.
Like, I would have just been better off going hungry.
Like, or bologna's out. Nah, I can't go that far. I have morals. But yeah, it's like,
it's not even that it was that bad. It was just like not good. It was like so average.
And speaking of not good,
something out of Keenan's Worst Nightmare and Good Burger.
Wow, you dug deep for that one.
Yeah, I did.
Bravo. Plot twist: you're an adult now, and all those things in cartoons make sense. But what doesn't, and actually this kind of makes sense, and it also is sad because we knew it was coming. Yeah, y'all thought I lost my point, didn't you? I didn't.
You kind of did.
That's
why you restated the last line.
I was milking the moment.
You restated the same thing. You don't usually restate the same point. You just said.
Because I have to let people know that like I didn't forget what I was talking about.
He lying.
Your
Honor, he lying.
I'm not. You think I'm lying? I'm usually 3 steps ahead. I would be 5, but once I lose some weight, I'll catch up to speed. But whatever. Speaking of speed, I really shouldn't say speed because this dude never was really fast, but he had a great release off the line and was very highly respected. Former Seattle Seahawks wide receiver.
Was that 30-minute build-up for Doug Baldwin? I'm mad you put me up that much for Doug Baldwin.
I mean, it's better than any build-up for an M. Night Shyamalan movie, so you're welcome.
Damn.
Exactly.
The Seahawks really are just an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Gotta pat myself on the back for that wonderful intro.
You just made everything whole.
I just inception.
Like, Pete Carroll really is an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I literally just pulled an Endgame, and I didn't even see Endgame. I'm like Star-Lord.
Nah, you're just scummy. That's all you are.
Yeah. I'm like Killmonger.
You might get banged on by some like little 7-year-olds.
That's impossible.
They're gonna make an Endgame reference, and you're not even gonna know, and they're just gonna clown you. And you're not even gonna know it.
Nah, I'm gonna just avoid everybody until Monday.
You're gonna be on the bus like, wait, what were they talking about? And it's gonna be like after the fact when you're on the same bus on the way back, and you're like, wait, what were those kids talking about?
Why are you assuming I'm taking the bus there?
I'm just saying, I could see you getting banged on by some kids on the bus.
Why do you assume I'm getting banged on the bus?
By some nerdy kids.
By some nerdy kids?
Yeah.
First off, nerdy kids don't even catch the bus like that.
I already told you. I already took your nerd card away like 2 weeks ago.
You can't take a nerd card away.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
Definitely can.
Not after. Never mind. I can't even say that reference on the air or in public because it'll. Never mind. Bottom line is,
Doug Baldwin,
Doug Baldwin
and Cam Chancellor both failed physicals. I think Doug Baldwin was more surprising, obviously.
But I mean, he was still getting surgery, and he was unsure.
Cam Chancellor didn't play last year. Doug Baldwin at least played a few games or tried to play.
He even said, Cam Chancellor on Instagram post last year, like, I'm probably never going to play again after that neck injury.
Yeah.
So Doug Baldwin is kind of like, do you think if he gets healthy,
and
he'll get picked
Averill
up?
had a neck injury too, remember?
Cliff Averill, same neck injury that Cam Chancellor had, and that's why he's pretty much like they finally cut him because he was
prayers for Bobby Wagner,
and KJ Wright, and Russell Wilson are the only 3 people left from that Super Bowl team.
I'd say the D linemen, but they cycle through them so often, and
they're actually pretty good though.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy, out of
that's
Alabama.
That's why I said that in a hating way. Which we'll get to their newest edition later.
Shout out. There's a meme that said, what number you want, DK? 89. but Doug's got that number. We can't give you that. Doug has that number. I said I want 89. Seattle Seahawks reportedly cut Doug Baldwin. It was a foul meme. It was unnecessary. It was unnecessarily petty.
Until DK can, actually get in and out of his breaks.
So he might just be Daryl Jackson. When John Madden
or
was shit
Perryman.
Nah. That dude's a freak of
nature.
Pick a freak of nature.
Dorial Green Beckham.
Nah, Dorial Green Beckham wishes he was DK Metcalf.
But the point is, big, physical, fast,
and he's gonna
freak receivers who didn't put everything together. Which there are some who have, like Demaryius
Rashad
Thomas.
Perriman was just fast.
Demaryius Thomas came out, and that was what they said about him, and he made it.
Georgia Tech
put it all together.
Georgia Tech receivers have like a 2 out of 14 winning percentage. Calvin Johnson, Demaryius Thomas. Everybody else failed. Stephen Hill failed. Darren Waller is a tight end now. So, I mean.
But yeah, man, the Legion of Boom is pretty much dead. It's just Bobby Wagner.
It's a Legion of
So, R.I.P. Pete Carroll's a M. Night Shyamalan movie. This podcast might be an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, I would. You know what? For the sake of energy, this is a grade I'm giving us today. Yeah, are we Eoring? Are we Eeyore?
Yeah, we're Eeyore tonight.
That's nasty. Like minus all the Zans. Because Eeyore was a huge Future fan. Eeyore's favorite song off Heartbreak on a Full Moon was Pills and Automobiles. Shout out to Chris Brown. Chris Brown's actually 30. You realize
Only?
that? He's 30, bro.
Only?
He's 30, bro.
I know. Only?
Yeah. The Black Spider-Man is only 30. He's 3 years older than us.
I remember when he was dancing in the mall with the little Sony bean.
Bro, like,
I wanted one of those little Sony beans after that.
Like most of my greatest middle school dance moments happened before, after, or during a Chris Brown song. That shit is wild. Like,
I respect him, but
just like
it is what he is.
To think though, it's like, man, he's 30. Time flies. But
all right, yeah, back to the content, man. Off the tangent.
Time flies definitely for the Seattle Seahawks because they pretty much just facelifted that whole roster. They signed Jamar Taylor, journeyman, Boise State journeyman. Any thoughts?
Nah. Should I have thoughts?
A little bit, because he went to Boise State.
I guess.
Are you just all over Oregon guys now? Because your cousin is a defensive coordinator.
I'm not. Okay, we're out in industry ties now. That's what's up.
We've been talked about that.
I know. Doesn't mean it has to be a constant reminder.
I mean, I only said it like once.
Yeah.
Andy Avalos.
Dry snitching.
The Oregon Ducks.
Just dry snitch more.
It's Pete Camarillo's cousin.
Yeah. Snitching.
Not really, because we've talked about it.
On that note, though, the Seattle Seahawks did sign Ziggy Ansah.
Yes, indeed.
For, I believe, $9 million up to $13 million.
A prove-it deal, pretty much.
Which is actually perfect for them, because if he balls out and gets double-digit sacks and only comes out to, 12 or 13 million, that's still worth it. But even if he, bottoms out and only gets 5 or 6 sacks and only plays half the season like last year, I mean, that's still worth $9 million when you're a playoff team like the Seahawks.
Yeah.
As long as he gets you at least 6 sacks, that's easy money. That's cool.
And speaking of,
because most of those D linemen are young anyway, so they're not paying them anyways.
Yeah, they're all on their first contracts.
Yeah, so you might as well roll the dice on someone who's proven he's basically Cliff Averill, but a little bit more of a power player.
He's way better than Cliff Averill. At one point, he was a complete defensive end.
He could be. Before
the injury, when he had that great year.
Well, I see what you're saying.
He did
You're thinking of
everything.
Cliff Averill at the Lions, but Cliff Averill with the Seahawks became a much more complete player. He was actually really good.
He wasn't
there.
a threat to get you 14 sacks a year. Though.
Nah.
Ziggy Ansah. I mean, Cliff Averill ran a 4.5.
Ziggy Ansah wasn't a threat to give you 12 sacks.
Ziggy
either.
Ansah was a top 10 pick.
Yeah, but he's only had what? He's only had double-digit sacks like one season, I think.
Nah, Google that.
Yeah, I think he's only had it like one season because he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, what I will say is that's the perfect situation for him. Ow. That's the perfect situation for him for the sheer fact of Seattle.
2 seasons, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to
2015, he had 14 and a half.
And then what was the other one?
2017, he had 12. Last year, he had 4.
He was injured.
So, yeah, if he keeps up that trend, he'll have a double-digit sack this year.
But I mean,
because in 2016, he only had 3, too.
They moved Kyle Hyder, the dude who had 8 sacks as a D tackle. They moved him to defensive end. He hasn't been right since. I think just Detroit just doesn't have a good pass rush, and their linebackers aren't that great. And I think the Raiders really wanted Jared Davis. He's done nothing except get ran over.
He really does get ran over a lot.
A lot. He should just be an outside linebacker, if we're being honest.
But since you brought up the topic of outside linebackers, Telvin Smith, one player you've championed like pretty much since day one,
since Florida State,
announced that he's stepping away from the team, sitting out the 2019 season for family and personal reasons. Said he's not going to play
via his Instagram. I mean, that takes a huge hit to their rebuilding hopes.
It's just crazy to me though.
Allen,
like when you really think about it, I remember being like when we first started doing podcasts, like the Sundown stuff, talking about like Rashard Mendenhall stepping away at a young age, and like we were talking about how that would become a trend, and it's like
that's a trend.
Now that's really the trend, and everyone thought Rashard Mendenhall was crazy.
And then he ended up being a writer on the show Ballers and is doing really good for himself now.
Not to mention, I mean, look at how the running back position has devalued really since about that time.
Yeah, and if you look at linebackers and the way things are, I mean, it's almost better if he misses a year. Like, you have Josh Allen, you have Miles Jack, you have Telvin Smith. He was your captain, your leader. I feel like that Jags defense might get blown up because he was the subject of trade talk.
Yeah, he was a subject of trade talk. He went on to Instagram Live and was talking about it. He's like, I'll never leave Duval County.
Duval County
is Duval for life, blah, blah, blah. He's like, do you see me go anywhere? No. I'm still here. But yeah, should I just read the statement that he said via his IG?
Go for it.
He said, it was said to me from a great coach that in order for the man to be his best, he must get his world in order. At this time, I must take time away from this game and get my world in order. And then he basically goes on to say he's going to give his time to family, health, and he appreciates all love and support. What can you say to that? I mean,
Josh Gordon,
you gotta do what you gotta do as a man.
Josh Gordon went away and came back. So I mean, for somebody who's never really been in trouble, been a model player since he came to the league, I'm rooting.
Well, let's hope it's not some after the fact.
Yeah,
shit.
I'm rooting for him though. I'm rooting for Telvin Smith.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Them getting Josh Allen out of Kentucky softens the blow.
Yeah, definitely.
But I still think, like, I really wish they would just, like, they could run a 3-4, but I don't see them running a 3-4. Especially with Miles Jack.
They actually probably should roll
with their personnel.
Because Darius is a nose tackle.
Calais Campbell.
He's a 5 technique, 3 technique.
You got Brian out of Florida, who you took in the first round last year Tavon Bryan.
You can run like a hybrid 3-4 scheme like the Rams where you just kind of still like slant everyone.
Yeah, and then you have Josh
It's basically
Allen.
kind of like a 4-3 over kind of.
You have Josh Allen. You have Telvin Smith and, well, he won't be playing, but you would have had Telvin Smith and what's his face? Miles Jack on the inside. And then you have another rusher on the outside of him. Probably Leon Jacobs, maybe.
Yeah.
That could be something that could happen. Because he got some play time last year.
All right, well, keeping it in Florida, man. And also since we talked about neck injuries a little bit earlier.
Wow.
JPP. He was involved in a car accident earlier this week that basically is probably going to cost him his season. He's saying that he's been going to seek, second opinions, but he suffered a fractured neck in a car crash yesterday.
Heard about that.
Yeah, so Jamie Lane at ESPN reports, was told last week by a source very close to JPP that he was okay. This is a devastating blow to the Bucs defense that didn't prioritize D linemen in the draft. Yeah, because they prioritize that position every year.
They got Devin White. Yeah. They needed a linebacker.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the Raiders really should have took Devin White. They're going to live to regret it.
It's just
so you know, they're going to.
Of all players, though, it's like.
And he was actually good for
JPP's them. Like literally had
snake bitten
a tragic career.
The worst.
It might be the Giants.
No, because he actually had almost. I think he had almost 10 sacks this year.
Okay, but
maybe 8.5.
He won a Super Bowl with the team when he was young, right? Did he win 2? No, he only won 1. He won 1. Then from there, it's kind of been
handoff and fireworks.
Blew his handoff in fireworks. I think he miss a season for like ACO or something too.
Yeah.
So he's coming into the draft. He was talked about as being a transcendent athlete, generational player, and well, he's been very good.
When he's good, he was great.
Yeah, it's just. He's had so much other stuff that
kind of feel bad for guys like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is such a really dark and morose episode. Just nothing but bad news. But don't worry, there's a payoff. And speaking of payoffs, staying in the state of Florida.
Man, a lot of people have been really petty too this week, like football player wise. But go ahead.
Xavier Howard, former Baylor cornerback. Shout out to Andrew Martinez saying that.
And I got another Florida story after this, too, so keep it moving.
We're just staying in Florida. All right, so Dolphins corner, he tied for, I think, third. He was like 3 people tied for first in the league. For interceptions, he had 7. Xavier Howard for the Miami Dolphins. In addition to getting Josh Rosen, they lock up Howard. He gets a 5-year, $76.5 million contract extension with about $46 million guaranteed, which makes him the highest paid corner in football.
It's crazy how they really went from talking about trading him like halfway through the season because they were sorry and because they're pretty much trading everyone to basically making them their franchise. He's their franchise right now.
Their franchise cornerstone of defense. Shout out to Rashad Jones, who's been holding it down in Miami since he came there out of Georgia, and really is an unsung hero on that defense. Him and Mika Fitzpatrick are a great combo. You got Xavier Howard. They're building something in Miami. I see it.
I don't know about that. They just have good DBs.
Good linebacker. They got Jerome Baker. He's a good young cornerstone at linebacker.
Their D-line.
Kiko Alonso.
Their edge rushers. Their offensive line.
Miami's defense at their best. Actually, and by the way, GFA on my part.
Their wide receivers.
No, I got to say this because I don't know how I whiffed on this so hard last week. They did not draft Jonah Williams. The Dolphins did not.
Wow.
Sorry.
At least you listened back to the episode.
I was like, I said that? Ugh. So, yeah. You want to tell me who they drafted? Go ahead. This is your moment to correct me.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Fam, you could have...
My phone.
There's a laptop in front of you. You could have
the Wi-Fi disconnected.
Fam,
that's why the game is no longer streaming.
Excuses. No one can see that. We're on radio. You could have just looked it up casually. I gave you a chance to slander me. I gave you a chance. You had the gun and you fumbled the bullets. Congratulations. So, yeah, Howard's getting paid all this money now. Been a while since the Dolphins actually paid somebody on defense, though.
Not true.
Like
they paid Cameron Wake.
He deserved to get paid, but I'm saying like a dude.
They paid Robert Quinn. They paid.
Yeah, but he had a fat contract coming to them. But I'm saying, I mean, Ndamukong
they took Christian Wilkins.
Yeah,
I knew
Clemson.
that.
I knew it too, and I don't know why I said the other thing. I actually said
you were thinking of our sorry ass mock drafts, probably.
Probably. No, actually, I was pretty accurate with some of that stuff. It's just some of that stuff. I was like, "Wow, you had him going that high." I was kind of shocked, but I knew the Eagles. I knew JJ Arcega-Whiteside wasn't making it out of.
No, I hit on some stuff too. Like we hit on totally opposite stuff.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. But Wilkins, I didn't think he was going to go that high, but I think he's a perfect linchpin for what they want to do on defense. Because he's versatile. He can do a little bit of everything. So, you got
which,
him.
by the way, man, I want to say once again, I've been hitting, like, even though I talk mostly Raiders and, like, that's what I've been covering, like, I've honestly been hitting the Chargers and the Rams drafts, like, the past 3 years.
Humble brag.
Like, pretty good. Like, I've been hitting them like rounds through 1 through 7. Like I've been getting their late round picks too. So I don't know. Maybe someone on their media relations team or scouting team follows me on Twitter and is like, "Oh, this guy actually knows what the fuck he's talking about." Bruh. Who knows? All right, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to go on that tangent.
Yeah.
Oh no! What's that? Joy? Is that happy news?
Happiness. What is this weird feeling? But yeah. So shout out to Xavier Howard getting his bag. And shout out to Andrew Martinez sitting up here saying on Twitter.
Master Brother. DJ Master Brother.
And my name is MC What the Fuck, aka Daddy Do Dirt.
You just making up your own shit, but okay.
Bro,
what's new?
I mean, I've been saying that for like 5 years now. I was like, if I had a rap name, that would be my rap name. MC What the Fuck, aka Daddy Do Dirt. And it would be dope. Can't be better than some of these dumbass names out here. But anyway, yeah, Andrew likes to call me the Baylor AD. He's like, Baylor AD, KB is back. And to answer your question, or to respond to what you said, Andrew, did I ever really leave?
For real?
Like Jalen Hurd.
You were just like,
I laid low.
You were just like, let's just not talk about it for a little bit. Like,
not talk about Baylor for a while.
Yeah, you pretty much were just like, that was literally your strategy. You were like, let's just not talk about it for a while. And then slowly you started like creeping up. You were like, you would add us on Twitter with some Baylor stuff. You'd be like, are we going to talk about how Baylor's back yet? And
Baylor's had more offensive linemen drafted than Texas recently.
But yeah, this podcast isn't about Texas. This week it's about Florida.
Yeah, but
Gerald McCoy.
No, I got one more thing.
In Tampa Bay.
I got one more thing in Texas, and then we can hop back on that red eye to Florida. So I just want to say, Sean Oakman, former defensive end.
Oh my God.
Of Baylor, and he transferred from Penn State.
Wasn't he playing in the AAF?
Yeah, he finally, after all these years, about a month ago,
got cleared of the charges.
Cleared of those rape charges. And cried like a baby. And it's like, yeah, kind of had his life ruined. Can't unring that bell. And it's really unfortunate that like NFL teams stayed away from him for something that he, through the court process, he was totally innocent.
And another life, him and DK Metcalf are the number 1, number 2 world heavyweight contenders.
Use your words. Say that over again.
In another universe, Sean Oakman would fight DK Metcalf for the WBC World Heavyweight Championship of the World.
And the WBO Heavyweight Championship of the World?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it'll be a better UFC fight.
Except for neither of them can bend their limbs enough.
169 and 163.
Exactly. And they can probably only lift their leg up to their hip.
I mean, Sean Oakman's freakishly ripped.
No, I know.
You remember the memes?
Yeah, they both are.
He looked like the
so
mountain.
So was Metcalf.
Yeah, but he's not.
All right, let's not compare
male physique.
Yeah,
it was getting weird for a second.
Yeah.
I was like Sean Oakman's more like the mountain from Game of Thrones.
You took it there. You're like,
you're the one who's nervously laughing.
You were trying to stand for Sean Oakman, trying to say he's buffer than DK Metcalf.
He is, because he's 6'9" and he played basketball and then played defensive end. And the memes of him were crazier because receivers aren't supposed to be that big. And that was Alex Madison from Boise State standing next to him in that picture, by the way. Shout out to Boise State running backs getting drafted. He went to the Vikings. 3rd round. Okay. Keith, good news. The Raiders are a bag of trash. I mean, Keith, I hate to break it to you, but Greg Little, that tackle that the Panthers took in the 2nd round out of Ole Miss, he might be trash. And Brian Burns, that 1st-round pick out of Florida State, he might be trash.
But you like him, so you can't even say that.
And that 3rd-round pick that they got, West Virginia quarterback Will Grier,
you can literally name
he
off
might be trash.
You can literally do that to every pick. That's not even fair. That's
but
the
it
whole
was funny,
point of the
so
draft.
go with it. It was funny, so go with it.
Is that going to be our new segment? He might be trash.
But it's funny, so go with it.
Speaking of people who aren't trash, but yeah, Gerald McCoy, man, pretty much went on IG. He got into a petty rant saying everyone lost their mind and that they should never question him. He's one of the best players of the generation, all that stuff.
He is.
And he's not. This isn't the first time he's had this type of rant. He's
not the Paul Pierce of football players.
No, but he was this big, happy, smiley dude, like coming into the league. That was his whole thing. Versus, Sue, who was more like serious and fierce and like
punch your face off.
Yeah, but now he's kind of getting his Killmonger on. He's been for like 2 seasons. He's been slowly getting a little bit more disgruntled.
He's turning into Batman.
His locks are getting a little bit bigger, and he's growing a beard.
He already has a bat cave. We saw it on Hard Knocks a couple years ago. He getting sick of y'all. He getting sick of y'all shit. He gonna come out like Azazel when Batman has his back broken by Bane.
But he just lost his Robin, so
nah, he gonna come out and start sniping people.
And they keep making him change defensive schemes and keep changing out his
killing
sidekicks,
his sack totals,
and drafting people that are busts,
putting people next to him who just weren't good enough.
I should really just trade him.
To where? And I still say
you already know what I want to say.
You're gonna say to the Rams.
In Oakland.
Who
trade him to Telegraph Ave
for a 1st-round pick?
Hell no.
What do you think?
Send Carl Joseph and a bag of hot Funyuns.
First off, I'm keeping my hot Funyuns.
The big bag.
Nah, he's not.
The $2 bag.
I'll give you those Flintstone push pops. The orange ones.
Nobody wants those.
Fam. Yes, they do.
You want
Especially
those.
in Florida. Yes, I do want those.
You probably eat those Minute Maid.
No.
Frozen cups. I used to hate when they would be like, oh, we're having ice cream on Friday and come out with those little frozen Minute Maid cups.
That I can make at home with Kool-Aid and better ice.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the
hair.
same consistency. I see what you're saying, but it's not the same. Well, it's essentially the same.
Kool-Aid ice cubes were the shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like the first 3 times
on your poorest day. Okay, now you front. You put too much Kool-Aid. That's
like the one time you saw it on Disney Channel and we're like, I'm gonna actually try that. I'm gonna get up my ass and actually try that. And you do it, and it's like, oh wow, this is actually pretty cool.
Like that black dude.
But then the second time you make it, and you're just like, this is way too much work, and it's not even that good.
Like that black dude in all those Everest College commercials who would tell you to get off your ass.
Yeah, something like that.
But shout out to all the girls who used to put Kool-Aid in their hair to dye that shit.
I don't know anyone who did that. But okay.
A girl in my class told me this week. She's like, yeah, you put the peroxide in and then you just use Kool-Aid to dye it. My mom was like, yeah, I tried that shit like in the 70s a couple times or the 80s a couple times. But instead, she just put like the shit in her hair. She put Vaseline and then she put Kool-Aid on top of it. And she's like, yeah, got a bunch of flies in my hair. Never did that shit again. So, yeah, really didn't think girls were really going to those depths to dye their hair with Kool-Aid. I learned some shit this week. I'm growing.
All right, you ready to move to the game portion of the show? All right, so first up, we got Taker Tangent.
You really let the clap go all the way to the end. That's wild.
We got Taker Tangent up first. Martavis Bryant, former third-round pick out of Clemson, former Steeler, former Raider, wants back into football. He's reapplying for reinstatement. Do you got a take or a tangent on that?
I shouldn't say that, so I won't. I think he has a lot going on. I think if this was like a Josh Gordon situation, there'd be more sympathy, but because it's him and he's had like law issues before, I just don't see how he's ever going to play again in the NFL ever again. He was like the most talented out of all those Clemson receivers.
So he's Alden.
More athletic ability than no, he actually did better than Sammy Watkins at one point. But he had more promising athletic ability than
So he's Alden.
No,
So he's Alden.
He's a lesser version of Alden.
Hey man, I'm ready for the XFL. XFL said they're gonna let people play who.
Shout out to Winston Moss being the head coach and GM of one of the teams in the XFL.
They said that if it's up to them, the commissioner, he said that if it's up to him, players who, smoke weed won't get kicked out of the league. He said if it's his preference, they won't even test for it. So that puts guys like Alden Smith, Martavis Bryant back into play.
It kind of does, but the problem with that is he also has like crimes. He's like committed crimes before, I guess. So they might disqualify him because of his criminal record.
Listen, man, and you've said this before. If it's one thing Vince McMahon knows, he knows how to make a story. He knows how to make a show.
Not on Raw last week. That shit was trash.
So if he can take those concepts to football, which he kind of did before the first time around, it just blew up. If he can do it without it blowing up in his face completely.
Do you really believe that?
Do I really believe it?
That he's going to keep it as a niche thing?
I think so.
I don't think he will.
I think times are brewing right now to where people want another football, like another serious football league, but it's just someone needs to tell. Someone needs to add something different than the NFL.
I think he's going.
And it's not just the game.
I think he's going to tie in SmackDown when it gets on Fox with the XFL, and I think it's going to fail.
I don't know what that means.
Because SmackDown is going to be on Fox Sports, I think this year or next year when the deal goes through. It's happening. It's going to happen pretty soon. And you factor in, okay, well, let's say the XFL comes on, and then boom, you got SmackDown, which is going to be on primetime. So that's a good lead-in for ratings. And I'm pretty sure the announce team is going to be saying, hey, make sure you tune in for what happens next on SmackDown. And I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to incorporate cats like Mojo Rawley, who played football and now are wrestlers. Or they'll find a way to incorporate Robert Gronkowski.
I don't think they'll take it that far.
I think they would. I think they
I don't think they'll take it. I don't think they'll take it that far.
Hey, man.
Just because that's what everyone's kind of expecting from them.
Not really, but Vince.
That's what I've heard
Vince.
a lot of people say that. And honestly, I agree with the premise of it, but at the same time, I also understand that is what caused the league to fail before. And going at it again, I'm pretty sure they didn't wait this long to do it again to do the same exact thing. Because that's what everyone is expecting from them. So I honestly think it might, because it has the brand recognition, it has someone who can do the branding and the story behind it. It's going to get big time investors. It's not going to have this aura of it being broke around it like the AAF. I mean, for all intents and purposes, outside of getting people to the actual games, the AAF was a success.
Pretty much. Grassroots success.
It was a grassroots success. So now it's just a matter of finding someone who can take that, replicate it, but do it better. Add another element to it that makes people want to go to it in live action. So
true.
Yeah, but on that note, next one we got Derek Anderson retires after time with the Buffalo Bills. You got a take or a tangent on that? Will Greer 1.0? The original Will Greer?
Nah. Will Greer doesn't have as big an arm.
Yeah, Will Greer.
He went to Oregon
I feel like
State.
Will Greer is going to be around as a backup for like 15 years, though.
Probably.
And only start like 3 games.
Jake Delhomme type shit?
Yeah, something like that.
But, I mean, yeah. Cam needs a backup. Remember when Jimmy Clausen was Cam Newton's backup?
Remember when Derek Anderson was Cam Newton's backup?
Yeah, but, like, technically, he's kind of a Cleveland legend.
Do tell your tangent on the issue.
Okay, school's in session, everybody. So way back when Braylon Edwards was an All-Pro NFL receiver, I know, right?
One season
when he had 16 touchdown catches, and they went 10-6, and they had Josh Cribbs, I think Jerome Harrison too. Jerome Harrison was nice out of what was it? Washington State. That's when Washington State was actually good. He was on that 10-win Washington State team that, like, he rushed for almost 2,000 yards. It ran like a 4.34 or something like that. But anyway, that team had Derek Anderson. I think he made the Pro Bowl that year too for the Browns.
Yeah,
he was a Pro Bowl alternate. I think he threw like 20 touchdowns or something like that. But him and Andy Dalton, I want to say, had like a lights out game. He had a lights out game against the Bengals. I think they lost, but he threw like 6 touchdowns or some crazy shit like that. He had like 6 total touchdowns, and like the Browns were set. Like they didn't make the playoffs, but they went 10-6 or 9-7, one of those records. But it was kind of crazy, like to think that that was the only real bright spot for them since this year. Like other than this year, Derek Anderson will be mostly known for that. And I think he went to UCLA and transferred to Oregon State and became good.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, Matt Moore, UCLA had a lot of transfers at quarterback, and they ended up going to Oregon State and being way better. Interesting how that works out.
All right. Next up, we got Ben Watson going back to the New England Patriots. Is that a touchdown or is that a turnover?
That's a touchdown, man. He started his career there, was the 32nd overall pick out of Georgia years ago. And now he goes back to good old Tom Brady. Like he never left. And he didn't live up to the hype of what he was supposed to be. And he didn't really usurp.
He didn't? I mean, he played 15 years.
He did it.
He played in multiple explosive offenses.
He did it everywhere but New England. But he was a threat in New England. But, like, he didn't really stick it in with Daniel Graham. Was the entrenched starter when he was there. Then they had Christian Fourier. And I just think that I don't know. Like, he's had a really successful career. So it's interesting to see him
that's
come
what I'm
back.
saying.
Like he played with the Saints.
The Ravens.
Like he's done a lot. And
Did he play for the Colts, the Titans?
I want to say he played for the Colts and the Titans. He's played for a lot of teams.
Yeah, and he plays. He plays well. I mean,
he's a good blocker. Good
you know who he is.
He'll make plays for you. So I think
I'm just gonna say it's a turnover because didn't he just retire like a couple weeks ago? So
he retired after the Saints lost that game.
Why?
And all of a sudden now
Why
he's
switch
back.
up? Exactly. You
Hey,
ring
man,
chasing?
He still got the hunger. I think he has a ring though. I'm pretty sure he has a ring.
He might want another one.
From
whatever. That's his decision.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, the Raiders worked out Richie Incognito. Touchdown or turnover?
Yeah, I've already said everything I needed to say about Richie Incognito.
We really have. You can really look at our archives. So I'm just going to say it's a turnover on this note.
Trash human being. That's all I'm going to say.
That's not the person you want around a rebuilding culture. Like, that's
Definition of toxic.
That's not the kind of person you want in an organization like the Raiders that is already under so much pressure, scrutiny, and dysfunction. That's like the last thing you want to add into that environment.
Is an energy vampire.
An energy vampire on top of the fact that he's a bad person. On top of the fact that he always has issues and he's done a bunch of weird off stuff that somehow he keeps being able to play. And then you factor in the Raiders offensive line coach, Cable,
who's had domestic violence issues before.
And it's like, what are the Raiders really trying to build? And then they're taking these short safeties that are probably going to get flags.
Or get
like, ultimately, man, it's just John Gruden really thinks he's playing football in 2004 still.
Apparently.
Like, this game has grown so much over that 15 years. It's like you can't even afford the flight risk that is Richie Incognito. The whole reason why this team is even in the situation that it's in now is because 2 years ago they had issues over MAGA and race and all that good stuff.
And they traded KO, a perfectly high character individual. They traded him.
Who was hurt?
He was
had
hurt.
a $15 million contract.
They traded him
and didn't play that well last year.
No one played that well last year. To quote him talking about Khalil Mack, well, the whole unit was bad.
No, KO's my dude. I respect him. I love him. I watched him play. He's a very physical player. Last year, he did not play like himself. Maybe it was because he was hurt. It probably was because he was hurt. He still made a Pro Bowl. So,
yeah, but I mean,
I would rather him got traded than got cut.
You could have just drafted a guard.
Yeah. Either way, you didn't have to bring in Richie Incognito. I think we can both agree there.
Could have just avoided his name altogether.
All right. Last one. AJ Green says he'll be healthy for training camp. It's not a touchdown or a turnover.
Bruh.
Exactly.
Bruh.
Exactly.
Bruh.
Yep. Are you waiting for me to speak? He played 9 games last year. He had 694 yards and 6 touchdowns. Can you speak? Yeah, man. I'm going to say it's a turnover just because I really feel bad for AJ Green. He has everything around him except for a good quarterback. And he's just dealt with injuries. Like, the fact that you have to tell me you're going to be healthy before training camp tells me you're probably not going to be healthy for training camp. Because if you're already looking that far out, that means, 1, you ain't recovered. And 2,
you're not going through training camp.
you're going to have to recover and then go to training camp, if that makes sense. Like, you're not going to be ready to go to training camp right away. You might be healed, but you're still going to have to rehab and get strong again before you can go out there and be AJ Green.
And
that's what that tells me.
And 3, Bengals players being healthy enough for them to have a successful season. How many people believe that? Go ahead and speak up now.
That's 2 variables. That's just 2 variables. And we all know the state of Ohio is not a parabola.
Anybody believe
Just
that
made a
the
capitalist
Bengals
joke.
are going to be
That made
successful
no sense.
in anything they do? Yeah, because a parabola was based off an imaginary number, which would be the amount of wins that the Bengals are going to get to make the playoffs. It's an imaginary number because it doesn't exist.
You kind of connected a couple things that don't really connect, but for all intents and purposes,
I cleaned up your mess. And
I
cleaned up the timeline and went back to my own shit. Okay, I'm Captain America. Leave me alone.
Again, you can't make Marvel references because you haven't seen Endgame.
I know,
and it's already 2 weeks in.
I know all the spoilers.
So you really have no excuse. That doesn't make it any better, bro. That's like speaking on a restaurant because you read the Yelp reviews.
No, it's not.
It's like, oh, that place sucks. Why? Because star 67 Stevie in Ohio says that they do. Okay, who cares about the spoilers? Go see the damn movie for yourself. As someone who's worked in the movie theater, as someone who's studied film, as someone who's done documentaries, you can't even take yourself out and support a movie.
Put some motherfucking respect on my name. Damn. Thank you.
For $7? And apply your own critique and your own perspective and your own opinion.
I'm finally not.
And as a self-proclaimed nerd, woo, we're just checking off all the boxes over here, huh? Real culture vulture. I rest my case. Kenny's a culture vulture. All right, man. No, anything else you want to bring up? Because that's it for the rundown. That's it for me.
I got 2 things. You perfectly skipped over the thing that I had on the rundown about tacos.
Oh, your 8-minute video that everyone can go on Instagram and see.
Yep, but I just want to play a part of it. But before I get to that, I just want to say Kyler Murray, he signed his contract. T.J. Hawkins signed his contract for the Lions. But Kyler Murray,
a bunch of rookies signed their contracts.
But Kyler Murray got a 4-year, fully guaranteed contract, $35 million, which is more money than he would have got. He would have got with the A's. He got $23 million signing bonus, so he got better than baseball money.
Good for him. Hope he balls out.
And they also now everybody wants to clout chase and ride his jock. But pretty much it was put out a list like the 2 faces of the NFL.
I mean, that's kind of the...
Let me finish.
That's kind of the premise of being a number 1 pick.
Here, no. I'm not talking about him. That's the point. That's the twist. Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson were put on like a magazine cover or whatever, saying they would be the faces of the NFL for the next 10 years. And we go, he can pass the ball. They went 6-1 with him. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, of course. And I'm like, all this hate on Lamar Jackson when he first came out of college, and now because he showed you, yeah, I can have success, you just have to build around me, and I'll be good. Now, all you sports commentators want to be like, who weren't even really singing his praises like that beforehand. Now I want to say he's going to be the face of the NFL for the next 10 years. And it's only because Kyler Murray was taken number 1 overall. Because if they're wrong about Kyler Murray, then they're going to be double wrong about Lamar Jackson being great.
Nah, because Lamar's a different quarterback than Kyler Murray.
Lamar Jackson can pass the ball, though.
He can.
He had no help around him at Louisville.
He can pass the ball. I never said he couldn't.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the thing. If he becomes like this all-pro quarterback or whatever,
I think Lamar is better than Kyler Murray.
That's what I've been saying.
I honestly think Baker's better than Kyler Murray.
Well, Baker is better than Kyler Murray from a passing standpoint, but Kyler Murray's still nice. But my thing is, all of a sudden pro Lamar Jackson.
I can't believe I'm losing Baker Mayfield on first name reference.
Yeah. But all this pro Lamar Jackson talk was really funny to me because there was all this racist undertones about him in the NFL draft. Oh, he didn't run his 40, so he's not going to be a good quarterback. He didn't want to run his 40, so we can't see.
You said the same thing about Clelin Ferrell. You said the same thing.
No, but
you
Clelin
literally
Ferrell
said the same exact thing.
No. First off, he is a pass rusher.
Okay.
He cannot afford to be slow.
Okay.
We all knew Lamar Jackson probably has 4.3 speed. And he's probably faster than Kyler Murray. But Kyler Murray has a much better get off and is much quicker. Like Kyler Murray's probably better in the 100 meters than Lamar Jackson.
I don't think so. Lamar has little strides.
Yeah, but he's faster. He's faster and quicker
and he
with
has
the strides.
longer stride. He has long stride. He's a good strider. Like he knows he knows how to run with long legs.
He'd probably be great in the hurdles.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as far as speed goes, I would pick Lamar Jackson over Kyler Murray.
Some of those hurdlers can beat a sprinter.
Yeah. It's a lot of hurdler. Think about it. They're hurdling. So if they weren't hurdling and they were just running straight, they'd be faster. This is a conversation that my mom needs to be a part of because she's a huge track person. And like,
all right, your second thing?
Second thing is, we talked about it with some of my classmates earlier in this week. We have to really get down to the bottom of it. We were at a Chili's in Northridge, by the way, and I asked, what is a taco? I mean, can you put ketchup on a taco? I agree you shouldn't in most cases, but when you do, is it acceptable? Pete swears it's not. Serve says it's not. I just want to know, is it? And here's his response.
I thought you're not allowed to interview your friends at J School.
I'm on my way out. Shut up.
Yeah.
Make sure you
apparently we used to be able to
All right,
only
Mark.
need three sources, but now we only need two.
All right, okay. Like my homie uses mustard on his fries.
This isn't even the good part of the video.
Okay, Mark. So, how do you feel about ketchup on a taco?
It really depends what you. Again, it's the definition of a taco. Because in the real world,
I feel like I should turn this phone sideways.
yeah, you should.
I shouldn't have turned the phone sideways. I had the phone the right way. I don't know. I lost a bet to him, so I have to turn the phone sideways and
Okay,
look
and I
stupid.
zoomed out.
Okay. So this is what it is. A taco, to a stereotypical person, would be a flour or corn tortilla with meat inside. But through the whole years of just going everywhere, the definition of the taco has changed to the point where it's basically
Don't be
It's a
disrespectful.
wrap,
it's
Huh?
just a wrap,
Huh?
allegedly.
but you make it the way you want it. It's basically in a U shape, whatever edible type of container to contain whatever's inside, either meat or not meat. That's what a taco is. Just like how a burrito is just what you want to. It's like a wrap with things you throw in there. It's basically if you're gonna have, a stir fry. Put all the vegetables in there.
But if you put ketchup on stir fry, you should be killed immediately.
no.
I agree. You should be killed
Die
instantly.
immediately.
Unless you make it a spicy.
Fam, no.
ketchup.
Nope.
You just agreed with
Not spicy
yourself.
ketchup. I
Do
work
you
in the
realize
deli.
how
Not
fucking
spicy
corny
ketchup,
that was?
Not vegan names.
I don't care.
Not
Oh, no.
not
If obviously if I'm
sriracha.
making a point, I agree with
No, it's not
myself
spicy
because I
ketchup
said
that
it.
But basically, it's more of a hot sauce.
All right, I'm mad because one of my friends said that sriracha is just spicy ketchup.
They can burn.
Andrew,
Fuck said that.
I know.
A friend of mine.
They can burn.
Yo, whoever said that, you need to get jumped automatically.
I agree. I second that. They need burn as well.
Yeah, burn is
Shame.
okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more later, but I just want to know what's your rebuttal. What say you, sir, about what a taco is and what you can't put ketchup on a taco? Because one day you're gonna go to you've been to sporting events where they've had food trays and stuff out, and you're like, some of this is trash, some of this is good. I need to know, Pete. What is a taco? The world's waiting.
You really thought this was gonna go well?
I just want to know. No, I really want to know. Since like you're saying what a taco is, what is a taco?
I don't know, man.
You don't know what a taco?
No, I don't.
Self-proclaimed fat boy, and you don't know what a taco is.
No, I don't.
So technically, you could put ketchup on it, and it wouldn't classify as a taco.
Sure, man. You can put ketchup on your tacos.
I don't really do that, but I'm asking you, can you put ketchup on a taco?
If you want to be gross, you can put anything on anything, bro.
Yeah,
but there's a right way and a wrong way to eat it.
What's the
Ketchup is not the right way.
Okay, obviously we agree, but you're saying if I told you, I was like, yo, if I get a tortilla with some chicken that I fried and just put it in there and put some ketchup on it, you're like, that's not a taco.
Again,
but you shouldn't put ketchup
I never
on
said
it.
that wasn't a taco. I said that's gross anyways because I think ketchup on fried chicken is gross. So,
okay, interesting dynamic. But ketchup on a taco. So ketchup on meat, you disdain.
pretty much, yeah.
So if you went to a barbecue and they had ketchup next to the meat, you're not touching it. Ketchup on a chicken tender is disgusting?
I mean, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's kind of like a topping.
Yeah, kind of.
So you're just a mustard guy?
I just don't like. If the food is good, you don't need ketchup. Like, ketchup literally adds nothing but salt, sugar, and preservatives to what you're eating.
That I agree with the baseline statement. But you've been to Super Bowl parties where they had ketchup and they put ketchup on hot dogs.
I don't put ketchup on my hot dog.
And mustard.
I don't put ketchup on my hot dog. I don't eat pre-made hot dogs. That's part of the hot dog process is you get the hot dog, you put it in a bun, and then you dress it up how you want to dress it up. It's like...
Dress it up and make it real for you? Okay. Shout out to Future. But so, do you boil your hot dogs or do you just cook them in the oven?
Do I cook hot dogs in the oven? Do you hear what you just said?
Yeah.
You cook hot dogs in the oven?
Some people put hot dogs in the oven and cook them. I'm dead ass serious. Especially if it's bacon wrapped. Like,
That's
bro,
a lot, bro.
Yeah. There's a lot going on
That's
out
a
here.
lot, dude.
That's what I'm saying. There's a whole subculture of food and shit. And
That wouldn't even be good. How would you even cook it even? It'd have to be spinning. You'd have to put it on a rotisserie. Or you'd have to rotate it every, like, literally 5 minutes. You could?
You could, but that's a lot of work. That's unnecessary.
That's less work than literally putting it in a pan and sitting it there.
So you cook bacon wrap hot dog on the stove if you did cook it,
yeah.
hypothetically.
Yeah.
But I'm saying people do put their hot dogs in the oven.
That's weird.
But would you
I wouldn't trust
boil your hot dog?
You do that,
Do you
huh?
trust? No, hell
That's
no.
why I don't trust you.
Wow. I mean, I've had some dark days in my dorm room. I did what I had to do to get by. Don't judge me.
But even in that situation,
would you boil
you
your
could
hot
go to
dog?
a microwave.
If you have a microwave. But if you don't have a microwave, you only have
Most
an oven.
likely,
You only have an oven?
If you have an oven, you have a stove. Unless you just have a toaster oven. In which case, if you just have a toaster oven,
you're already fucked up.
yeah,
You already lost.
yeah.
So in that regard,
Because we all know a toaster oven never works when you really, really need it to work.
It never does. And if you need soup warmed up, or
But
like
then the next
SpaghettiOs,
day,
you're
when you're
screwed.
trying to eat some bullshit, it'll fire right up and work perfectly. And you're like, oh yeah, but you fucked up my $6 pizza that I was saving in the back of the freezer
for 2 weeks.
But you make these bum ass Dino tenders, no problem.
Yeah.
Shout out to toaster ovens.
But do you boil your hot dogs? Do you believe in boiling a hot dog?
I don't, but I've eaten them boiled.
Are they slimy?
Unfortunately.
Do they feel slimy?
Unfortunately. Wow, this conversation is going nowhere. Spot. Can we end this?
I just... There's a couple more things.
And one last thing. So, ketchup on a taco.
It really depends on the taco. Because we kind of explained that a taco is an item that's edible wrapped in a U-shaped thing.
By the way, so can we agree that tacos have been gentrified by white people and just the world? Tacos are a gentrified food item. Because everybody makes them differently. There are tofu tacos out there. All types of shit that shouldn't be in a taco. Can we agree on that? At least?
I mean, I guess, yeah. You could say that.
Cool. All right.
That is also double. Like, hell, there's a chicken and waffle taco.
That's some wild shit.
Where the waffle is the actual taco shell, which we usually go for tortilla.
Bro, I'm pretty sure if people want to watch your video, they can go to our Instagram account and watch it.
Or with
No, because he just brought up a point. So, Taco Bell. I just got to get this out there. If you eat a naked chicken taco at Taco Bell, where the chicken is like essentially the taco thing, are you a gross, disgusting human being? For someone who frequents Taco Bell,
I don't frequent Taco Bell.
You used to.
I never did.
You were a Taco Bell connoisseur. You used to talk about it all the time at CSUN.
No, I never talked about it, but okay.
Fam, now you're lying on the stand. Okay. So seriously, how do you feel about Taco Bell?
The only thing I like at Taco Bell are the beefy Frito burritos. That's literally all I get. Sometimes a crunch wrap if I'm balling and somebody else is paying. Those are the only two things I eat.
Taco Bell.
And the gorditas. But they don't really have those anymore. And I'll eat a chalupa one now and then.
Okay. And also, y'all can watch this on our IG.
It's like
TV.
pizza's a gentrified food too.
American pizza though, because Italian pizza is super skinny.
No, they make super skinny pizza all type of different ways too.
No,
Pizza's
but like
made all
pizza
different types of
originally
ways.
in Italy was skinny.
Here we go, bro. I know. That's not what I'm saying.
I know, but I know they make it different ways. But I'm saying like they scoff at our pizza because it's fat and huge. That's why Chicago pizza isn't pizza. I'm saying it again. Chicago pizza is not pizza. There.
That's why they call it pie.
No, they call it pizza pie. Some people be trying to be slick and call that shit pizza pie. No, it's not. And by the way,
people call it pie. People on the East Coast call it pie. That's what they call it. All right, man. Can we wrap this up?
Yeah, but by the way, a hot dog is a sandwich. I just have to get this out there.
Bro, that's like saying that, okay, then the taco is a sandwich.
Well, technically what classifies, because it's bread and meat, you just fold it. So technically, how is a hot dog not a sandwich?
Again.
Under the umbrella.
So how is a taco not a sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't prove...
Life is a sandwich.
Life is a sandwich?
Everything's a sandwich.
With no beer? Life is a dry sandwich with no beer?
Yeah, all right. Can we end this now?
Yeah, honestly. I just wanted you to admit that. So yeah, the next time you're at a function, everybody or whatever, there's food around.
There's a brawl going on right now.
Oh, wow. That's lame. Oh, it's actually getting kind of violent because they're up by like 14 points. Yeah, Denver doesn't have a really good history with brawls. But anyway. Yeah, next time you are at a event where there's food given, just be cognizant of condiments and what goes where. Because it's really interesting the shit that people put in their food. So, on to the rants. On to the rants, Pete.
Go for it. I feel like we just did that. I feel like that's what that was.
I feel like you got some shit you got to say.
I'm good. Go for it.
Okay. Well, I am Black Gratis this weekend at CSUN. It's gonna clap that one up here. I'm excited. Definitely excited. And it's weird, man, because like my mom, she's like, you'll get the diploma in the mail, whatever, whether like you finish and don't ever have to go back on the day you graduate or you got to go to summer school, that's irrelevant. But the fact that you made it to this ceremony and you're getting this moment, it's a beautiful thing. You should cherish it. So shout out to my mom for that, because honestly, I didn't really know how to feel going into this whole graduation shit. I got my sash, looked really great, really excited about it, and like, it's weird. I have just all these unresolved emotions, and like, kind of don't know how I feel yet. I'll probably know like when it actually happens and it gets down to it, but I'm just thankful. It's been a long semester. I went from working 3 jobs and working 60 hours a week to working 1 job 40 hours a week and less tired. But I'm thankful for, what was a great semester. Can't wait to just knock out these summer school classes and be done, but I'm really just going to take my time and enjoy this ceremony because it has been a long ass time coming. Like, this has been like a long 9-year journey, like from high school till right now. Like, it's been insanely long. And honestly, I could even go deeper back into high school to how all this shit started, but I'm just thankful. Finishing up at CSUN, took my last journalism class. All I got is a final next week and a photo essay. And I'm actually getting pretty good at taking pictures, so that's cool. And mostly I'm just ready for the next phase, but I gotta just get this stuff knocked out. And then I can get blackout drunk all summer. And once I'm fully done with school, I'm just gonna be getting brunch drunk every weekend. I'm just be calling Pete like bottomless mimosas. You know where the location is. But anyway, that's all I really got. Be safe out there. Take care of each other. Don't be assholes. And most importantly, don't be assholes. Like, seriously, don't be a dick. Anything, Pete? You got anything?
Shout out to the Good News radio station. Shout out to X Squad affiliates. Shout out to FPC Radio. Shout out to your favorite podcast app. If you can do one thing, you can follow us on Twitter or Instagram, TDs_tangents. That's it. Peace.
Yep. Or even rate us on iTunes, whatever. Give your feedback.